Hey guys, and welcome back to a brand new video. In today's review we're going to be taking a look at Control, developed by Remedy and published by 505 Games. Control is a third-person shooter action game with a semi-open world and a lot of Metroidvania elements in it. I also quickly want to point out that I do have the Platinum Trophy, so hopefully this verifies that I know what I'm talking about. Now, Control is a weird game, like a very weird game, and that is obviously a good thing in this day and age, because that means that the chances are that this is a quite unique game and unlike other games, and oh boy is this one unique. There really isn't many games that I can actually compare this one to, especially on the story side of things. You play as Jessie Faden. She is looking for her brother in the Federal Bureau of Control. This is a massive government agency that studies the phenomena of items and stuff in general that violates the laws of reality. Now, I'm not really going to say much more, but just by what I just said, you can already tell that there is going to be a lot of weird things going down in this building. I mean, at the start, you just go into the building and it looks like a completely normal, massive building inside. But you will quickly realize that that is not the case. Just like I said before, this game is an open world game and you are free to explore as you take on the missions. It's also very Metroidvania. It's got a lot of Metroidvania elements in it, allowing you to go back and explore new areas as you find the abilities. Not to mention that the closest game that I can think of is Metroid Prime, the original Metroid Prime for the GameCube. Just some of the places remind me of the game, and I absolutely love it. Also, the way the map is shown just on the menu and the way the layout of the map is, it's very Metroid-like. And yeah, Metroid Prime for the GameCube was one of my favorite GameCube games. As far as combat goes, it is quite spectacular. Now, this is a game that it lets us know just by looking at this game that we are coming to an end of a generation. I mean, this is something that you probably expect to see at the start of the PlayStation 5's life cycle. It is just incredible. The amount of destructivity in this game is absolutely insane. You can tear the room apart, throw the room at your enemies, just break the walls by dashing into them. And it looks all amazing. The effects are absolutely spectacular. The explosions, even the sound effects of when you throw a piece of rubble at an enemy from across the room, it just all looks and sounds incredibly well done. Also, the combat is very dynamic, allowing you to fly through the air while throwing anything at your enemy. You'll also get an evade ability, a shield, and you can do all of these things while doing something else. So you can be flying, throwing things while flying, dashing while flying, shielding while flying, moving while flying. It's just, you can do multiple things at the same time. That I guess makes it look even more spectacular. As far as your normal primary weapon, you get one gun, but it can transform into multiple forms, like a submachine gun or a shotgun. You can also attach mods that you find around the world to the weapon and to yourself to maybe get more passive abilities, like more health or faster reloads and stuff like that. So the exploration is very Metroidvania style, so expect some side missions and collectibles and stuff in places that you won't be able to get to until you go back and explore with the right ability. Some of the side quests are actually my favorite thing about this game. You get to fight some pretty cool secret bosses, just spectacular to see. And sadly enough, in the main missions, though they are good, you don't actually get to see that many incredible bosses, so I definitely recommend doing these side missions. But apart from secret bosses, you also get to do things like hunting down possessed items, like a fridge or a flamingo. And it's just such a unique world this game takes place in, really unique. I really can't compare it to anything else. The amount of times that this game has made me say, what the actual f*** is just incredible. But obviously in a really nice way. There's actually this one of the missions in the game, that you get in-game music. Your character puts on some headsets, and there's just this, I think it's a custom-made song just for the game, It's like metal music in the background and you're just fighting through hordes of enemies, and I was just like, wow, this game is so fucking good. And at the same time, I wasn't understanding absolutely anything. I think to understand this game fully, you would have to go through all 250 collectibles and read through every single one of them. As far as character design and voice acting, they're really well done. The characters in this game feel like quite realistic in the way that they don't just have like really nice faces, really pretty faces, or really pretty hairstyles. They're actually kind of like, you know, human faces. Not everybody's got a perfect face or perfect hair or perfect teeth. And I think they did a really, really good job on that side of things. I really only have one complaint about this game, and that is that because it is getting so close to the next gen, and this game definitely feels like something from next gen just because of multiple things. If you're playing on a normal PS4 and I guess on a normal Xbox, the frame rate will suffer quite a lot when a lot is going on. I mean, it's not like unplayable, but sometimes like for 5 seconds, very rarely, but it does happen, you really just can't play the game. Like, it is nothing that's going to spoil the game for you for sure, but you can see sometimes when the room fills up of enemies destroying the environment, everything's flying all over the place. The normal PS4 can't handle it. If you have a PS4 Pro or obviously a high-end PC, you shouldn't have this problem at all. There's one other tiny little picky thing that I can point out that frustrated me, was one of the optional bosses, more specifically the post-game boss. Now obviously he was meant to be the strongest of everybody in the game, but the difficulty felt a bit cheap with like some artificial difficulty where enemies would just appear next to you and insta-kill you. Obviously I had everything maxed out at this point and there was nothing more that I could really do, but this was like something like really little, and maybe I'm the only one that feels like this. Definitely didn't happen with any of the other bosses or enemies in the game, so that's obviously good. Oh, and one tiny little nitpick, because in this game you don't actually reload your weapon, it actually has a cooldown. Squares actually to like change the form of it, like say from machine gun to shotgun, and because if you're used to playing shooters, which I obviously am quite a lot, normally after you kill an enemy you automatically reload, so you press square so many times just out of instinct that you change the weapon's form quite often. But you know, maybe that's just me because I'm used to playing shooters maybe in a bit more of a competitive way, but it's definitely one tiny little nitpick that I could get. I mean, I'm just trying to look for bad things in this amazing game at this point. So with all that said, I really think this game is a game that will stay with me for some time just because of how weird and unique the world and the story is. I also think it's just great to have a good old amazing single player game that everybody should try. So for me, this is a 9 out of 10. Control is now available on PS4, Xbox One and PC. Hopefully this review was helpful, guys. If it was, please go like and subscribe, and we'll see you next time, guys. Hey guys, if you enjoyed this video or found it helpful, please consider supporting me over on Patreon. This will allow me to get more games and produce more videos. Thanks ever so much for the support. Take care, guys.